Nigerian Navy, through its troops of Operation Delta Sanity, announced that it has discovered and deactivated numerous illegal refinery sites around Kubufari Community, Degima Local Government Area, Rivers State. In a post on its verified Facebook page on Friday, it stated that Operation Delta Sanity, on 2025, Nigerian Navy ship Pathfinder discovered and deactivated numerous illegal refining sites around Kubufari Community, Degema Local Government Area, Rivers State. Additionally, on Tuesday, 28 January 2025, NNS Pathfinder discovered and deactivated an illegal refining site with 8 cooking pots, storage tanks, 15 dugout pits, and a reservoir laden with a large amount of illegally siphoned crude oil within Kubufari Community, Degema Local Government Area, Rivers State. People's Democratic Party Governors Forum has thrown its weight behind the Court of Appeals judgment, affirming Ude Okoye as the party's national secretary and urging the National Working Committee to implement the ruling without delay. This resolution was part of a 7-point communique issued at the end of the forum's first meeting of 2025, held on Friday, January 31, at the Government House in Asaba, Delta State. The governors, while acknowledging the ongoing efforts to resolve the internal crisis, reaffirmed their commitment to upholding party discipline and legal processes. In another significant decision, the governors urged the NWC to reschedule the party's National Executive Committee meeting to March 13, 2025, after examining the legal notices required for its valid convocation. The forum also used the meeting to assess the state of the nation and the performance of PDP-led states. Expressing concerns over the federal government's macroeconomic policies, the governors noted that these policies had inflicted hardship on Nigerians and called for an urgent review to alleviate the suffering of the people. The meeting was chaired by Bauchi State Governor Senator Bala Mohammed, who doubles as the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum. Executive Chairman of the Edo State Internal Revenue Service, Oladele Bankole Balogun has called on corporate organizations operating in the states to pay their taxes to enable Governor Monday Okpebelo to achieve his 5-point agenda. This was stated in a press statement released on Friday by the head of EIRS Corporate Communications, Courage Egboigbe. According to Egboigbe, the chairman made the call during his visit to the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (E&P) Limited on Tuesday to thank them for their contributions to the state's internally generated revenue. Bankole Balogun noted that for subnational governments to thrive and meet their financial obligations, both individuals and corporate organizations must contribute to the state's development through tax payments. He also commended the leadership of NNPC, E&P Limited for their contributions to the state's internally generated revenue. Governor Alex Oti of Abia State has tasked the Nigerian police and other security officer agencies on maintenance culture, arguing that it is not encouraging to be reckless in handling security vehicles and other equipment donated to them as operational tools. The governor gave the advice in Umaya while handing over to the police 5 previously abandoned armored personnel carriers, APCs refurbished by his administration. Oti, in his remark during the handover ceremony at the Government House, said he met those APCs in dilapidated condition and decided to refurbish them instead of allowing them to deteriorate. He frowned at the carefree mentality of some individuals towards public assets and called for a change of attitude. Oti said he decided to refurbish the vehicles because he knew they could still be put into good use instead of allowing them to waste. Lawyers and judges in Imo State have vacated the Justice Chukwudifu Oputa building of the State High Court due to fears of an imminent collapse. Speaking at the court premises on Friday, Chris Ihetunge, chairman of the Nigeria Bar Association Owerri branch, reviewed reports of the building vibrating during court sessions prompted the decision. Ihetunge stated that he had informed Governor Hope Uzodinma 2 weeks earlier about the building's deteriorating state. The governor reportedly promised to send engineers for an inspection. Concerns over structural defects were raised during the building's construction, but were never addressed, Ihetunge noted. As a precaution, court sessions are suspended for 1 week to allow experts to access the building's safety. He also urged the state government to appoint a chief judge, lamenting that the position has been vacant for 3 months. Chairman, Abia State Independent Electoral Commission. Professor George Chima has been kidnapped. Chima was said to have been abducted on Friday from his Okigwe residence in Imo State while playing host to some guests. According to a family source, the ABISIEC chairman was playing host to some lecturers from Abia State University, Oturu, in his Okigwe residence when the government, suspected to be kidnappers, numbering 4, stormed the house, harassed his visitors, and seized him. The police spokesperson in the state, DSP Henry Okoye, confirmed the development. He said the police are on the trail of the kidnappers. Anambra State government, through the Office of the Special Advisor on Community Security, has mandated all hotel operators and landlords in the state to start documentation and records of their clients and tenants. In a press statement on Friday, the State Commissioner for Information Law, MEFO, said the state government introduced the new security measures to enhance the safety and architecture and promoting a secure environment for all. He said failure to comply with this directive will result in the forfeiture of the hotel facility and potential prosecution. Nigerian Army has confirmed the death of a soldier after a driver rammed into troops during its biannual route march close to the Mihong Barracks in Yaba, Lagos State on Friday. A statement issued on Friday by the Acting Deputy Director of Army Public Relations, 81 Division Lieutenant Colonel Olabisi Ayeni, confirmed that the accident resulted in the death of a soldier, with others sustaining various degrees of injuries. He said that the disease has been deposited in the mortuary, while the injured are currently receiving medical care at 68th Nigerian Army Reference Hospital, Yaba, Lagos. Ayeni added that the 81 Division Military Police and other relevant security agencies are conducting a thorough investigation into the circumstances that led to this incident. The General Officer commanding 81 Division Nigerian Army, Major General Farouk Mijinyanwa, expressed his deepest condolences to the families of the deceased soldier while praying for the speedy recovery of the wounded. The GOC also called for calm among the public as investigation into the sad occurrence has commenced. The state statement added that the division remains steadfast The statement added that the division remains steadfast in its commitments to training and readiness to discharge its duties despite this devastating event. Ekiti State High Court has sentenced 4 persons to death by hanging for conspiracy and armed robbery. Justice Lekon Olatawura convicted Oyedele Oluwatobi, 27, Damilola Christopher, 30, Tope Ojo, 37, and Tomitope Aderopo, 37, on Thursday for their involvement in an armed robbery on August 3, 2021 at Iluchitun Street in Ikere, Ekiti. The 4 men were arraigned in April 2024 on 5 charges related to conspiracy and armed robbery. The court held that the convicts, while armed with guns, conspired to rob their victims, namely Idowu Damilola, Ganiyu Abimbola, Idowu Tolulope, and Taye Adegboye. In his ruling, the judge held that the prosecution had proved beyond reasonable doubt that the accused were guilty of the offences, noting that the 1st to 4th defendants had individually confessed to the crime. Speaker of Ogun State Assembly Daisy Elamide has called again for full autonomy for the state's legislative arm to enhance effective representation and strengthen Nigeria's growing democracy. Elamide made this call during an engagement with journalists held at the Assembly Conference Room at Abeokuta to mark his 1 year in office. The Speaker took over the leadership of the House last year, January 30, after the impeachment of the former Speaker Olokunle Olomo. Elamide equally explained that the lawmakers across the state might have not been able to do so much in terms of constituency projects because the funding for such intervention has not been released by the state government. Ondo State government has urged striking nurses in public health care facilities in the state to return to work as there was no basis for their industrial action. National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives in the state on Thursday, after an emergency meeting, directed its members to commence an indefinite strike at midnight on January 2031. The demands of the association include payment of the balance of January 2025 salary as agreed with the 100% new salary table. However, the state, through the head of service, Mr. Bayo Philip, said that the state government was surprised by the action of the association. In a statement issued in Akure on Friday, Philip said that like other health workers and public servants in the state, the nurses recently enjoyed a pay raise from the implementation of the 73,000 minimum wage. Nasarawa State's command of the Nigerian Police Force has paraded 2 suspects who were arrested for allegedly raping minors in the Lafia and Akwanga local government areas of the state. Speaking while parading the suspects and 39 others who were arrested for committing various degrees of crimes in the state at the command headquarters in Lafia on Friday, the Commissioner of Police, Shetima Mohammed, reiterated the commitment of the police command to tackle the issues of criminality across the 13 local government areas of the state. Mohammed mentioned the case of a 7-year-old girl who was raped by one Yusuf Mahmuda, raped in the Lafia local government area of the state. He narrated that a complaint was lodged by the victim's father, Usman Mohammed, where he lamented that his daughter was raped by Mahmuda. The Commissioner of Police further gave a breakdown of the suspects arrested, including 12 suspected kidnappers, 8 suspects for homicide, 6 suspects for armed robbery, 12 suspects for courtesy, 2 suspects for rape, and 1 suspect for drug peddling. He also noted a total of 9 motorcycles and vehicles were arrested by the officers of the command, while 2 firearms were recovered. Governor Mala Buni of Yobe State has been elected as the new chairman of the Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum. Buni assumed leadership of the forum during the 5th meeting of the Lake Chad Governors Forum, where he was entrusted with the role for the next 2 years. In his acceptance speech, Governor Buni expressed gratitude to his colleagues and delegates for electing him and pledged to collaborate closely with development partners and other stakeholders to achieve tangible results. He specifically expressed gratitude to the outgoing chairperson, Her Excellency Ijima Abdraman, Governor of Hajer Lamis Province, Chad. He promised to use his position to internalize, domesticate, and act on the lessons and resolutions of this meeting to move forward from discussions to an all-inclusive action-packed implementation that ensures everyone is carried along for the growth and development of the region. Kano State government has extended continue on to April 1, 2025. In a statement issued by the acting permanent secretary of the ministry, Muhammad Yahuza, urged all land and property owners who have yet to recertify their ownership documents to take advantage of the extension, warning that failure to do so could result in the forfeiture of property rights under existing regulations. Yahuza commended the public for their overwhelming response to the recertification process. However, he acknowledged concerns regarding the initial time frame and assured property owners that the extension will provide ample opportunity to complete the process. Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State has ordered the immediate release of the sum of 548 million naira to the Nigerian Union of Teachers End Well scheme, which was withheld by the past administration. The release of the fund has therefore resolved the long-standing industrial dispute between the union and the Kaduna State government. Acting Executive Secretary of the Kaduna State Universal Basic Education Board, Mubarak Mohammed, who announced the development at a news conference in Kaduna, explained that the dispute was resolved following a series of negotiations between NUT and the Kaduna State government. He announced that going forward, the NUT Endwell scheme will undergo a structural reform to ensure improved efficiency and accountability. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Abba Abubakar Aliyu as the substantive managing director of the Rural Electrification Agency. The appointment, effective from January 23, 2025, is for an initial term of 4 years. Aliyu has been acting as the agency's managing director since March 2024 until his appointment. He has over 20 years of experience in energy and organizational development in the private and public sectors. He has played key leadership roles in the on-grid and off-grid power sectors, as well as the water resources and transportation sectors of Nigeria's economy. Previously, he was head of the project management unit at the Nigeria Electrification Project, general manager of corporate services, projects and research, and deputy general manager at Nigeria Bulk Electricity Trading PLC. President Tinubu, in a statement by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said he anticipates that Aliyu will leverage his extensive expertise to further the REA's mission of providing rural communities with reliable electric power and contributing to the administration's renewed hope agenda on sustainable energy and power. In a determined effort to boost investments drive in the country, the House of Representatives Committee on Nigeria-China Parliamentary Relations has inaugurated a technical planning committee to organize the Nigeria-China Sustainable Trade, Investment and Bilateral Relations Summit in 2025. The 10th National Assembly House Committee also appointed merited negotiation consulting led by Kunle Yusuf to take charge of the organization to ensure it is a huge success. This landmark summit is aimed at strengthening Nigeria-China relations, prioritized by the federal government due to China's status as a leading global economic power and key business partner. The key objectives of the summit include presenting credible investment opportunities to showcase market-ready projects for investor engagement, foster collaboration to strengthen the business environment through partnerships, and promoting products to serve as the primary points of contact between investors and financial institutions. The areas to focus primarily are agriculture, mining and solid minerals, power and renewable energy, communication and ICT, oil and gas, as well as construction and entrepreneurs. During the inaugural meeting, Honorable Jafaru Yakubu, chairman of the House Committee on Nigeria-China Parliamentary Relations, urged the Technical Planning Committee to cooperate with merited negotiation consulting to ensure the success of both summits. On his part, the Chinese ambassador pledged technical and related support, while the Director General of the China Chamber of Commerce committed to involving strategic Chinese companies operating in Nigeria. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Benjamin Okeze Kalu, says the decision to abolish the practice of death penalty ultimately lies with the Nigerian citizens. This submission by Carlo came amid a growing global push to abolish the death penalty. Speaking during a courtesy visit by a delegation from the death penalty project led by officials for the British High Commission, the Deputy Speaker emphasized the need for robust debate, collaboration and engagement among stakeholders. Acknowledging the diverse opinions on the matter, he noted that over 130 countries around the world have abolished the death penalty either in law or practice. The Deputy Speaker, however, noted that as further discussions are held, the goal is not to diminish the seriousness of capital offences, but to create a justice system that is equitable, effective and respectful of human rights. Earlier, the leader of the delegation, Saul Leofond, co-founder and co-executive director of the Death Penalty Project, told the Deputy Speaker that they visited to seek the Parliament's collaboration on potential abolishment of death penalty in Nigeria.
We will align our legal framework with regards to this subject matter with international best practices, and I hope Nigerians will see it, because law that we make should be dynamic, carrying along the wishes of the people as they emerge. Probably the wish to go the extra mile, this particular legislation has emerged. It is the Parliament to process it. It is our duty to process it. Hopefully, we will do.
The Correctional Services Act, life sentence is actually 30 years max. Because every sentence is 2/3 of the time. So if somebody sentenced for 10 years, they actually, 2/3 of it, that's 6. So life sentence, unless the judge says it is without possibility of parole or pardon, which the law can provide and give the judge the discretion that in deserving cases, the sentence of life shall be without possibility of parole and pardon.
You are now watching the global news on the Atlantic Television Network. We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll delve right into the rest of our stories.
Download the Glow Cafe app today. You see, here you get everything all in one. So if you love music, you love Glow Cafe with a music catalog of over 2 million tracks. And if live radio is your thing, say no more. Just hit play and enjoy on Glow Cafe. Welcome to total control, so you can recharge or buy bundle, borrow data, and credit sharing and gifting. You've got all that too. You also get extra value with our range of value-added services on the Glow Cafe app. Watch all the action with Glow Cafe's exclusive range of video. Glow Cafe's got it all. And when it comes to gaming, innovation bonus. So download the Glow Cafe app on Google Play or the App Store.
Glow Unlimited.
Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. Former Vice President and 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar, has accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration of using state machinery to target political opposition rather than genuinely fighting corruption. In a statement posted on his official Facebook page, Atiku condemned the recent arrest of Professor Usman Yusuf, a vocal social critic, suggesting that the detention was politically motivated despite the allegations against Yusuf originating from the previous administration. He further criticized the administration for allegedly shielding its allies under investigation while exploiting state institutions to suppress dissent. Atiku claimed that the government's actions had become increasingly transparent, making it clear that Tinubu's focus was not on fighting corruption, but on manipulating the system to neutralize political opposition. The statement comes amid growing concerns about the perceived politicization of Nigeria's anti-corruption efforts. Professor Usman Yusuf's arrest has sparked widespread debate, with critics questioning the motives behind the government's actions. President Bola Tinubu's administration has yet to respond to Atiku's allegations. After months of speculation, Senator Ned Nwoko, representing the Delta North Senatorial District in the National Assembly, has officially resigned from the People's Democratic Party and defected to the All Progressives Congress. Nwoko cited deep divisions and factionalization within the PDP as the primary reasons for his decision to leave the party, stating that the growing factions had become irreconcilable. In a letter addressed to the chairman of the PDP in Ward 8 Annual Child North Local Government Area, Delta State, Nwoko made his resignation public. He said his decision to resign was due to the deep divisions and factionalization within the party. These divisions have made it increasingly difficult to unite and pursue the collective interests of our people. Nigeria Communications Commission has blamed low revenue generation in 2024 on the failure of telecommunication companies to buy 5G spectrum licenses. NCC Director of Financial Services Yakubu Gonto and his Chief Executive Officer and Executive Vice Chairman Amindu Maida stated these during the 2025 budget defense before the National Assembly Joint Committee on Communication. Gonto said the commission was not able to auction the 5G spectrum primarily due to market conditions. According to him, the two large operators that already have 5G spectrum are actually underutilizing it, and the third largest operator who was banking on purchasing this spectrum, unfortunately, they indicated that perhaps this is not the right time to do it, and has made it clear that their strategy was to expand their fortune. The Director of Finance, who also spoke during the budget defense, informed that NCC has made it clear to telecom operators that their priority is to improve service this year. Co-chairman of the committee, Senator Aliyu Ikra Bilbis, in his remarks, said the submissions by the NCC will allow members of the committee to ask questions as well as help the commission improve in its operations and
we were not able to auction, and this was primarily because of the market conditions. So the two large operators already have 5G spectrum, and they are actually underutilizing it. Now, the third largest operator who we're banking on to purchase this spectrum, unfortunately indicated to us that perhaps this is not the right time to do it, and they made it clear that their strategy was to expand their 4G. So we were operating on very fine margins. We had one slot to sell, and there was only one potential buyer, because as you know, 9Mobile is currently going through a restructuring to revive its form.
According to the recent data by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, NBS, the telecommunications sector in Nigeria contributes around 16% to the country's gross domestic product, GDP. With this in mind, the NCC being the regulator, it must be fully equipped in all ramifications, including finances, and to carry out regulatory functions. So in this meeting, it's for us to take a critical look at the funds appropriated in 2024 and how it was applied by the NCC and USF to perform its regulatory functions, and the proposal for the revenue and expenditure in 2025.
In a bid to boost food production, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, has said that the ministry has distributed over 2.1 million bags of fertilizers to farmers and provided food aid to 4 flood-affected communities. The minister also emphasized the need for Nigeria's agricultural sector to shift from merely feeding the population to generating wealth. Speaking at the 5th meeting of the Lake Chad Basin Governors Forum in Maiduguri, Borno State, Senator Kyari noted that increasing productivity through research, climate resilience seeds, soil health improvement, and smart agriculture is crucial to achieving this goal. Nigeria's agricultural sector has immense potential, accounting for about 87.6% of the sector's total output, with crop production being the largest segment. Defense Headquarters announced on Friday that joint military operations in January 2025 led to the neutralization of 358 terrorists and the arrest of 431 suspects nationwide. The troops also rescued 249 kidnapped victims and apprehended 59 perpetrators of oil theft. Oil theft prevention troops in the Niger Delta prevented the theft of crude oil worth over 2.69 billion naira. They destroyed 16 illegal refinery sites, recovering over 2.7 million liters of stolen crude oil. Weapons recovery: 370 weapons, including 105 AK-47 rifles, 25 locally fabricated guns, and 4,972 rounds of ammunition were seized. Hostage rescues: 249 kidnapped victims were freed across various regions. Northwest, troops neutralized 14 terrorists, rescued 26 hostages, and recovered 13 AK-47 rifles and 471 rounds of ammunition in operations across Zamfara, Sokoto, Katsina, and Kaduna State. In Northeast, operations in Yobe and Borno states led to the neutralization of 55 terrorists and the rescue of 2 hostages. In North Central, troops arrested 19 violent extremists and rescued 17 hostages in Plateau, Kaduna, and Taraba states. The Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Edward Buba, emphasized that all recovery items, suspects, and rescued hostages had been handed over to relevant authorities for further action. He commended the troops' efforts in ensuring national security and urged citizens to remain vigilant. Police Service Commission has ordered the immediate retirement of all senior police officers who have either exceeded 35 years in service or above the age of 60. The directive follows controversy over the tenure of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, after he clocked 60 years. The police and the Attorney General of the Federation have, however, said his continued stay in office is lawful. A statement on Friday by the PSC's head of press and public relations, Ikechukwu Ani, noted that the commission reviewed its earlier stance from the 24th plenary meeting in September 2017, which allowed forced entrants to use the date of enlistment instead of the initial appointment date. However, Ani said the PSC has now reversed this decision, citing its inconsistency with Public Service Rule number 020908 I, which mandates retirement upon reaching 35 years in service or the age of 60. And he added that the directive has been formally communicated to the Inspector General of Police for immediate implementation. Federal Civil Service Commission has assured prospective applicants of a seamless recruitment process despite the initial difficulties accessing the application portal. In a statement, the Commission's head of press and public relations, Taiwo Hassan, attributed the challenges to high web traffic following the vacancy announcement on January 27, 2025. He confirmed that the ICT department is working to resolve the issue. Applicants are encouraged to keep trying as the recruitment exercise will run until March 10, 2025, Hassan stated. He also noted that applications are being successfully submitted despite the initial glitches. The Commission reassured the public of its commitments to a transparent and efficient recruitment process. Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board has announced the postponement of the 2025 Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination registration until Monday, February 3. The registration, initially set to begin on Friday, January 31, was postponed to allow the board to implement essential adjustments to its registration templates. The board's public communication advisor, Fabian Benjamin, disclosed this in a statement posted on its official X handle on Friday. Benjamin stated that the postponement was due to the suspension of law programs in some Nigerian universities and the approval of deceitful facilities as computer-based test centers in certain locations, among other factors. The examination body apologized to prospective UTME candidates and other stakeholders for any inconvenience caused by the adjustments, assuring them of a seamless registration process. Federal government has pledged its commitment to resolve issues that have hindered the operations of the Aluminium Smelter Company of Nigeria, located in Ikot, Abasi, Akwa Ibom State. Minister of Steel Development, Prince Shaubu Abubakar Audu, who gave the assurance during an inspection visit to the plant, also expressed satisfaction with the condition of equipment and facilities at the plant, which has been moribund for over 10 years. Audu disclosed that consultations and stakeholders' engagement are ongoing to resolve the issues, which he enumerated to include gas supply to the plant, ownership tussle over Auscon between BFIG and RUSAL, and the dredging of Imo River. The minister, who admitted that huge resources of the plant were wasting due to inactivity, said the move to revitalize it was in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu's administration. especially in job creation and building the economy. Speaking, the managing director of Alscon, Zavilyalov Dimitri, expressed the readiness of the company's management to recommence operation as soon as the issues are resolved. And now on to business news. Representing 20 naira increase within a day, the Nigerian naira appreciated against the US dollar in the parallel market on Friday, closing at 1,610 naira per dollar. The naira closed at 1,630 naira per dollar on Thursday. The euro also saw a drop, closing at 1,655 naira per euro, marking a 0.91 appreciation of the naira against the European currency. The British pound weakened slightly against the naira, trading at 2,000 naira per pound on Friday, down from 2,010 naira per pound the previous day, a 0.50% decline. The development comes as the Central Bank of Nigeria reported an official exchange rate of 1,493 naira per dollar as of Thursday. On Friday, the CBN's rates indicated that the naira is trading at 1,507.40 naira per dollar buying rate and 1,508.40 naira per dollar selling rate. Central Bank of Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to empowering young Nigerians through youth-friendly credit policies and capacity-building programs to foster economic growth and innovation. Speaking at the Youth Action event in Abuja on Friday, the CBN Governor Olayemi Kadoso, who was represented by the Deputy Governor Economic Policy Muhammad Abdullahi, stated that the Apex Bank remained dedicated to providing young people with the necessary financial tools to succeed. He further emphasized that the bank's policies would support youth entrepreneurship and innovation, particularly in emerging sectors such as the green economy and digital transformation. Cardoso noted that Nigerian youths were not just the leaders of tomorrow, but key stakeholders in shaping economic policies and transformations. And now to international tidbits. No fewer than 2 people were killed after the Israeli military said it has struck several Hezbollah targets overnight in Bekaa Valley and along the Syrian-Lebanese border. The Lebanese Health Ministry disclosed this on Friday. The Israeli army, in a statement, said that the targets included a facility used for underground weapons development and another linked to arms smuggling into Lebanon from neighboring Syria. According to Lebanon's health ministry, at least 10 people were also wounded. Hezbollah official Ibrahim Musawi condemned the air raids, calling them a very dangerous violation and a blatant and explicit aggression. Musawi therefore called on the Lebanese state to halt Israel's attacks. Russian regional governor of Volgograd, Andrei Bokarov, on Friday said an oil refinery in the region caught fire after an overnight Ukrainian drone attack. Bokarov, in a statement on the Telegram messaging app, said that Russian air defenses had repelled an attack on its region by 8 drones. Meanwhile, the head of Ukraine's Center for Countering Disinformation, Andriy Kovalenko, said on Telegram that the Volgograd oil refinery, which is described as one of Russia's largest, had been struck. This week, Ukraine said it has struck and set on fire a Luke oil refinery, Russia's 4th largest, in the Nizhny Novgorod region east of Moscow. U.S. President has threatened the BRICS group of emerging economies with tariffs of 100% if they move away from the US dollar as an international means of payment. He said the idea that the BRICS countries are trying to move away from the dollar is over. The acronym BRICS is derived from the initial letters of the founding member countries Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. In early 2024, Iran, Ethiopia, Egypt, and the United Arab Emirates joined BRICS, while Indonesia joined at the beginning of January. The group aims to act as a counterweight to the group of G7 of leading Western economic powers. And now, entertainment news. Gospel film actor and beloved star of the Abattoir series, Moses Korede Are, popularly known as Baba Gbenro, has been laid to rest at Ogbomoso, Oyo State. The ceremony, attended by well-wishers clad in white and blue, was captured in photos shared by a Christian video podcast on X on Friday. Babagbenro, who was the founder and international president of Calvary Movies Drama Ministry based in Ogbomoso, Nigeria, passed away in November 2024. Brazilian porn star Ana Beatriz Pereira Alves, popularly known as Ana Poli, is dead. The OnlyFans star died after a tragic fall from a hotel balcony in Nova Iguacu, northwest of Rio de Janeiro, while filming for the adult content site. Ana Poli is said to have fallen during X-rated scenes with two men she reportedly invited to the hotel for a threesome. Reviewing the CCTV footage after questioning the hotel staff, Baghdad Fluminense Homicide Unit noted that the investigation is still ongoing, as a mobile phone is also being examined for potential evidence. According to the Mirror, the two men she invited gave conflicting statements about the events leading up to her death. The police described the incident as complex, considering all possibilities from a tragic accident to potential foul play. The incident reportedly occurred at the 4-star Mont Blanc Apart Hotel. Here now is ATN Sports News. Draw for this season's UEFA Champions League knockout phase playoff draw has been conducted on Friday. 8 teams have progressed straight to the round of 16 following the completion of the league phase. They are Liverpool, Barcelona, Arsenal, Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Leverkusen, Lille and Aston Villa. They will all return to the competition in March, but others have more football to play before then. The teams that finished between 9th and 24th have a 2-legged playoff to navigate in February. In the playoff draw, Brest versus Paris Saint-Germain, Feyenoord versus AC Milan, Juventus versus PSV, Monaco versus Benfica, Man City versus Real Madrid, Celtic versus Bayern Munich, Sporting versus Borussia Dortmund, Club Brugge versus Atalanta. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta has insisted he doesn't take Manchester City's Erling Haaland's stay humble jibe personally. The Gunners welcomed the Premier League champions on Sunday, just over 4 months on from the reverse fixture. In the game at the Etihad, John Stones' 97-minute equalizer earned City a 2-2 draw. An angry confrontation followed at the final whistle, in which Haaland told Arteta to stay humble. Haaland then exchanged no words with Gabriel Jesus after the comments as the teams came together. When asked to reflect on what Haaland said at the time, Arteta said on Friday, "I don't take anything personally." Spanish international midfielder Pablo Paez Gavira, known as Gavi, has extended his contract with La Liga giants Barcelona until June 2030. Gavi now arrived at Barcelona a decade ago, making his first team debut in August 2021 when he was only 17. But the 27 times capped player suffered a severe knee injury playing for Spain in November 2023, missing his country's Euro 2024 triumph. He has scored 9 goals for the team but was unavailable for almost a year before returning in October 2024. Barcelona are third in Spanish league, 7 points behind leaders Real Madrid, and are through to the Champions League knockout rounds. And that's the global news for tonight. Before we go, another look at the major stories. Navy deactivates illegal refinery site in Rivers State.